Hey guys, Amar here from C4eTech, and after a brief hiatus, we are bringing back our charging test. So if you're excited for that and want more such videos, then please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon. It really does help us out a lot. First things first, let me introduce you guys to our contenders for the day. Starting from the extreme left hand side, we have the Realme 7 Pro, then the OnePlus Nord, followed by the Samsung Galaxy M51, the Moto G5G, and finally the Realme X3 Super Zoom. As for the timer, it's not the Poco F1 this time around. Instead, it's the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max. As per usual, all the phones have been drained entirely of charge, and we are using the maximum wattage charger that these phones are rated for. That means we have the X3 Super Zoom on the included 30-watt dart charger. The Moto G5G has been paired with its 20-watt turbo charger. We have the included 25-watt fast charger for the Samsung Galaxy M51, Warp Charge 30T for the OnePlus Nord, and finally the Realme 7 Pro leads the pack with its massive 65-watt Super Dart charger. So let's kick things off by connecting the power cords. I'll quickly show you guys that the phones have indeed been turned off. And now let's start the stopwatch and begin the charging test. So all the phones have lit up and they have indeed started charging. But hey, you guys don't want to sit here and watch the entire thing, right? So skipping right ahead to the 10-minute mark, and Realme claims that by now the 7 Pro should have gotten 42% charge. Well, nope, our 7 Pro is at 31%. The Nord and X3 Super Zoom are at the second place with 25% each, and the M51 and Moto G5G are at the bottom, 13 and 14% respectively. So even though the Realme 7 Pro didn't manage to live up to the 10-minute claims, it does seem to have a very strong lead. In fact, just 5 minutes after, it's at 46%. The Nord and X3 Super Zoom are neck and neck at 38 and 37% respectively, while the Moto G5G has managed to distance itself from the bottom by climbing to 20%. And the Galaxy M51 is dead last at 18. Okay, so you guys may be wondering, doesn't the Samsung have a 25-watt charger? How can it be slower than the 20-watt turbocharger? Well guys, here's what's actually happening. Samsung's meanest monster has the largest battery out of the lot. So 19% of the 7000 mAh battery comes out to 1330 mAh, while 22% of the 5000 mAh unit inside the Moto comes out to around 1100 mAh. Percentages can sometimes be deceiving, guys. Anyway, let's fast forward time a bit and jump ahead to the 30-minute mark. The Realme 7 Pro has raced ahead to 85%. The OnePlus Nord isn't too far behind, 71%. And the X3 Super Zoom, it's breathing right down its neck, 69%. As for the Moto G5G, it's settled into the 4th spot with 39%, with the M51 bringing up the rear at 34%. So seems like OnePlus have actually lived up to their claims. They said 70% in half an hour, and the Nord is actually doing better. Our next check would be at 34 minutes, since Realme says the 7 Pro should be at 100% by that time. And it's at 93%. So close, but not quite there. What about the rest? We have the OnePlus Nord at 79, the M51 at 38, the Moto G5G at 45, and finally the X3 Super Zoom at 77%. Okay, so we are keeping a close eye on the Realme 7 Pro. Looks like it's gonna be a winner for today. And yes, it completes charging at around the 44-minute mark. So a little later than expected, but hey, these kind of things happen. Checking in on the other phones, the OnePlus Nord is almost done too, 96%. The M1 is closing in on the halfway mark. The Moto G has already crossed that milestone. And finally, the X3 Super Zoom, it's at 93%. So the race for the second place is between the Realme X3 Super Zoom and the OnePlus Nord. But as expected, the Nord clinches the win, completing the full charge at around the 48-minute mark. As for the other three, the M51 is at 52%, the Moto G5G is at 60%, and finally the Realme X3 Super Zoom is at 96%. No prizes for guessing who a third place winner is. The Realme X3 Super Zoom finishes charging at a little over the hour mark. It's now between the Galaxy M51 at 64 and the Moto G5G at 72%. Checking in at the hour and 30-minute mark, and our last two phones have neared the end. The M51 is at 89%, while the Moto G5G is in the 90s. So, is this gonna result in a guaranteed 4th place for the Moto? Well, not quite. at the hour and 45 minute mark, the M51 emerges with a slim lead, 97% over 96% of the Moto. Guys, what's happening here is that as the phones reach near their full capacity, the charging speeds begin to drop. And that's how the 25 watt charger on the M51 was able to sneak past the slower 20 watt charger on the Moto, even though there's quite a huge gap in battery capacity. Finally, the M51 reaches 100% at the 1 hour 50 minute mark, and the Moto G5G is left dead last, completing the test after around 2 hours and 12 minutes. So, what did we get from this test? The 65 watt charger obviously won, but it wasn't all that much faster than the 30 watt chargers. But for a quick 10 or 15 minute top up, when the phone battery is really low, that's when the Super Dart charger really shines. 46% charge in 15 minutes is really pretty impressive for the Realme 7 Pro. Okay, so next up, a word about the X3 Super Zoom and OnePlus Nord. They were really close and they both had 30 watt chargers. So why the 10-minute gap? Well, I think it's mostly because the X3 Super Zoom has a 4200 mAh battery. That's 85 mAh larger than the 4115 mAh battery inside the Nord. As for the Realme phones missing their marketed targets, well guys, those are tested under lab conditions and a little variance might happen. Also, we did use the sun-kissed leather variant of the Realme 7 Pro. Shouldn't really make a difference since the internals are the same, but hey, just throwing it out there in case any of you were wondering. But honestly, what surprised me the most here was Samsung and their 25 watt adaptive fast charger. Charging a massive 7000 mAh battery in 2 hours is no mean feat. Heck, my 10,000 mAh power bank takes half a day to fully charge, so I was quite amazed by it. The fact that it managed to beat out the Moto, that's like the cherry on top of the cake. And that's all we have for you guys in today's video. But hey, do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, did you guys think that the Samsung would really beat out the Moto at the end? Honestly, I didn't think so. Anyways, if you want more such charging as well as drain tests, then hit that like button, subscribe to C4 eTech, and let us know what phones you would like us to try next in the comments down below. Oh, and if you haven't yet, hit that notification bell so that you get to be a part of a notification squad. Thanks a lot for watching till the end, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.